So every time I heard God respond to me with right, I acted like I didn't hear it. I ignored it. And then finally, at the third time of hearing that, I said, okay, God, I hear you. I said, I tell you what, I said, if you bless me with a job, whereas I can pay my rent up for the whole year and, and get me a car, get my car situated, then I'll write. I'll do it. I said, but otherwise, how can I write? I don't have the rent paid. My car's not running. Like, how am I going to eat? Like, how am I going to bring in money? How am I going to do that? So please, God, if you would just bless me with a job where I can pay my rent up for the entire year, then I'll write. I'll be able to sit at home and I'll write. Just like that. I said, okay. Amen. That was the end of the prayer. Well, the next day after that, I called a friend of mine who might know of some job openings. He was well known in the community. He knew a lot of people. He could hook me up with something. I'm sure he knew about something somewhere where I could, find work. So he and I talked on the phone. He gave me some good advice. He told me where to go, who to check with. So at first I was reluctant. I was like, no, I don't think that's going to work. I don't have any experience in that particular field. He said, just try it. You never know. He said, just try it. He said, sitting around the house moping and crying and being depressed about losing your job is not going to get you another job. You got to snap out of it. You got to get back out there. Keep on moving. Keep moving forward. So I agreed with him. I said, okay, yeah, you're right. So the very first job that I went to apply for, I got it. Surprisingly, I was not qualified for it. They gave me this test to take. I passed the test. They gave me another test to take. I passed that test. Like, I was really amazed that I was passing these tests because, like I said, I'd never done this job before. I didn't know anything about this particular job. I was amazed. Okay, the job didn't pay very much. It was minimum wage. But remember, I needed a job. I just needed to eat, okay? So I went ahead and I took it. However, now, even though, let me go back and say, even though they didn't pay very much, the job still was a commission-based job. So if you chose to go commission, after you got the hang of the job, then you could, you can do that and see how much you make on commission. So within a week after starting the job, I was already on commission. I was making pretty good money. I mean, really good money. So much so that I started to love my job. I was always there. I mean, the hours were from 9 to 2, but I would work from 8 until 5, 8 until 6, sometimes 8 until 7, 8 until 8. I loved my job, okay? I put everything into it. They paid me well. I mean, very well. I was not only able to fix my car, but able to get another vehicle. I paid my rent. I was stacking money. I was saving a lot of money. I was buying clothes. I was buying hair. I was buying jewelry. All of a sudden, now I got friends too. Now I'm taking my friends out to dinner. I wind up finding a new man. I'm taking him out to dinner. I mean, it was nice. It was La Vida Loca. I mean, all over the place. We was having a good time. You hear me? Kind of got caught up in the money.